Hello, welcome to a review of Jessica Jones, episode 7 through 13. I have finished the season. And instead of, doing two or three reviews like I have done so far with the first 6 episodes, I figure I wait until the end to give the final review. So this is a spoilers filled review. So for those that haven't watched the show, bye bye. Um, the one thing that I did mention about the last review when I talked about episode 4, 5, and 6 was I didn't care for the action sequence when the bodyguard of Kilgrave rescued him from Jessica Jones and Luke Cage. I understand that they have stun sticks, but still, as I had mentioned already through the first 3 episodes, there are a lot of inconsistencies between her power and the action scenes. You're talking about both her and Luke Cage can throw people across the room, can bend steels. And it's just like in the first 2 or 3 episodes where she was fighting people in families where the cop was going to jump off the building. Since when does these people with mind control develop superpower? They was fighting her a lot tougher than they should be. She should be able to just bitch slap them and move on to the next person, right? So yes, the whole sequence with the bodyguard, even with the stun sticks, I'm just like, hey, you guys, both of you, both Jessica Jones and Luke, landed a lot of punches and kicks, and these guys keep coming back like they have some kind of super serum. It's stupid. Okay, if you want to use a stun stick to knock them out right at the beginning, fine. We don't need to have a bunch of punches thrown and people flipping around, flying all over the place, and yet they get beaten. No doubt by the seventh episode, it's clear to me that the cop was the worst character. I didn't care for him that much. The moment that he started to sit outside her front door, apologizing, and then they become a couple, I stopped liking him at that point. And then as the show go on between episode 7, 8, everything that he does, I'm just like, why is this guy even in the show? Sometimes doing too much, write a characters in too much, give him too much weight into the show, hurt the show because his character was not well written. Um, I mean, he's not a bad actor, but the characters, the action of the characters doesn't make much sense to me. Um, so yeah, I didn't care for that, and perhaps the best episodes that I liked is the episode where Kilgrave get to meet his parents. That was insane. Okay, that's insane. That episode gave me the same kind of creepy feeling as if I'm watching Silence of the Lamb or the girl with the golden dragon tattoo. Those kind of movies. I'm not saying that this show is as good as those kind of movies, but it gave me the same vibe as I'm watching those scenes. It's definitely more of a thriller, suspense type of shows than a superhero show. So I'm not sure how the superhero fanboys like this kind of show because it's not tight, fancy, colorful costume running around, but it's more creepy, scary, gory, sometimes over the top kind of gore. Okay, but my favorite episode is of course the when he meets his parent, but then it ruined it with the cop showing up all drug up and kill the detective. That whole sequence make no sense to me. Um, the Kilgrave is a great villain. I think the show would have done very well with the base of what they laid out. I think where the writer failed for this show is they're trying to include a lot more, um, and I think that's where it fails. Unlike Daredevil was a very stripped down shows, minimal amount of characters, and it's fantastic. I have very little complaint about Daredevil. I know it's not for everybody, but for me, it works. I enjoyed it. But this show, I felt they trying to inject in a little bit too many from the cops, and once again, the two siblings above. That was a bummer. I actually like what his name? I forgot the brothers that Kilgrave get him to cut his own throat. That was kind of a bump. So I actually liked the sister. In the end, I did not mind the sisters and her involvement in the show as well as her brother. I thought that was better than the cops. The junkie was okay. The junkie that came clean is a good, I guess, friend slash sidekick. Trish is okay too. Like I said, my only disliked character was the psycho cop, ex special force. I think that was one too many characters to include in the show, and if he was never written in the show, if he was just a cop showing up trying to kill Trish and then was killed off, that would have been fine. But the further storyline with him and Trish was just nonsense. And then once again, the gratuitous sex scene was just forced and stupid, not needed. Okay, that's just my taste. I don't need to see phony looking, awkward looking sex scenes. No, it ruined the show in many ways. Um, Ultimately, the ending was satisfying. Okay, I felt that it was a fitting ending. I like how everything unfolded. I don't have a problem. Often you hear me complain in many of my movies or TVs reviews where I felt that they killed off the villain too soon. Not in this situation. I felt it was a fitting ending to the show. I don't have any problem with how the show ended and Kilgrave is killed. Uh, he's one evil, scary villain that need to be put off. There is no capture him and putting him in a cage. He's a kind of villain that if you get a chance, kill him. Um, so that was very good. I like that ending. I like I said, my biggest complaint is the cop. If that cop was never written in the show to carry on in so many episodes with his crazy nonsense, I would have enjoyed the show more. But in the end, I give the show a B or B plus. Okay, I definitely would think that most people will enjoy it. Some may like it more than me, some may not. But I think it's very bold for Netflix to take this kind of risk. Okay, regardless of how the show will be received by the public, I think it is so different. I think the average fanboys that expect Jessica Jones to be some kind of superhero shows with fancy, colorful costume with funny lines. It's not. It's completely different than what I had in mind. In that, it's a pleasant surprise. In many ways, I didn't know anything about the character, and I think it's kind of neat on how they are, how they approach it at a different angle than Daredevil. Yet they tie in the universe with Rosario Dawson, the character. That was fantastic. I like that. That was one of the better episodes as well. I like how I can see how now they will connect with Daredevil later, and it will be interesting. It will be extremely interesting how Daredevil interact with these two characters. They are very different. Jessica Jones is a very troubled character. You're talking a person that is a lot of. It's hard to describe. She's not. She definitely see herself as a hero because she trying to do the right thing, but she's very flawed, much more flawed than any other superhero that we have ever seen. Okay, we have never seen, at least on a big screen, we have never seen this kind of superhero that is just flawed with a lot of personal problems. So in that, it will be interesting to see how they mesh the team dynamic if they ever get to that point with Luke Cage, her, and Daredevil, as well as Iron Fist. So overall, like I said, B to B plus. You know, I'm glad I watched it, and that's my review. Thanks for watching.